IELTS High Score Vocabularies List A to Z. Vocabulary plays a crucial role in both IELTS writing and speaking. Here's why. 1. Scoring. While vocabulary is not assessed as a separate module in the IELTS test, it constitutes 25% of your total score in the writing and speaking sections. Examiners evaluate your ability to use a wide range of appropriate vocabulary accurately. 2. Band scores. Demonstrating a rich vocabulary can leave a positive impression on the examiner. Candidates who use varied vocabulary are more likely to achieve higher band scores. 3. Effective communication. Writing. A strong vocabulary helps you express your ideas precisely. It allows you to convey complex thoughts and arguments effectively. Speaking. Having a diverse vocabulary enables you to articulate your thoughts clearly and engage in meaningful conversations. 4. Contextual learning. Instead of memorizing word lists, focus on learning words from context. Read books, watch TV shows, listen to podcasts, or explore magazines that interest you. Note down new words, look up their meanings, and practice using them in sentences. This approach ensures better retention and application. 5. Accurate expression. Choosing the right words ensures accurate expression. In IELTS essays, precise vocabulary enhances coherence and cohesion, leading to better scores. Remember, quality matters more than quantity. Aim for words that fit the context and convey your ideas effectively. Here are A to Z vocabularies list to follow. Abandon. To give up completely, abandon the sinking ship. Synonyms: relinquish, forego, forsake. Academic. Pertaining to school, theoretical academic interests, and academic discussion, with no practical implications. Synonyms: scholastic. Accelerate. To quicken, speed up, took an accelerated course in order to graduate early. Synonyms: expedite. Adversity. Misfortune, come in the face of adversity. Synonyms: affliction, mischance, reverses. Aggressive. Self-assertive, attacking, offensive, annoyed people by his aggressive attitude. Synonyms: bumptious, officious, obtrusive. Ambiguous. Uncertain, vague, capable of being interpreted in more than one way, puzzled by the ambiguous statement. Synonyms: hazy, obscure, equivocal, dubious, nebulous. Anonymous. Of unknown authorship in anonymous publication. Synonyms: incognito, unidentified, unknown, unspecified. Apprehensive. Fearful, being unprepared. John is apprehensive of the examination. Synonyms: anxious, worried, uneasy, nervous. Artful. Sly, crafty, attained his mean objective by artful measures. Synonyms: cunning, wily, adroit, ingenious, guileful. Atheist. One who denies that God exists. The atheist declared, "There is no God." Synonyms: infidel, agnostic, skeptic. Attribute. Verb. A sign he attributes his success to his coach. Synonyms: ascribe, assign, accredit, impute. Authentic. Genuine, proved to be an authentic document. Synonyms: veritable, bona fide. Banter. Good-natured teasing or ridicule. The two wits exchanged banter, to the amusement of the audience. Synonyms: raillery, chaff. Biased. Prejudiced, misled by a biased point of view. Synonyms: bigoted, arbitrary, partial, partisan. Bizarre. Queer, unusual in appearance. Bizarre clothes, outlandish in the extreme. Synonyms: odd, fantastic, grotesque, eccentric. Bog. A swamp, sank into the spongy bog. Synonyms: morass, fen, quagmire, mire. Candid. Frank, outspoken, impartial. A candid reply that could hardly be more forthright. Synonyms: artless, ingenuous, unbiased. Chronic. Continuing a long time, habitual. A chronic complaint, persisting for years. Synonyms: persistent, unremitting, inveterate, incessant. Civil. Polite, courteous, answered in a civil fashion. Synonyms: respectful, gracious. Coalition, alliance, merging of various units into one unit, three parties forming a coalition to rule the country. Synonyms: amalgamation, consolidation, fusion. Collusion, working together secretly for an evil purpose, acted in collusion to overthrow the government. Synonyms: collaboration, conspiracy, conniving. Compatible, harmonious, able to get along together, parted company because they were not compatible. Synonyms: congruous, consistent. Compensation, payment for services, just compensation for his labor. Synonyms: stipend, remuneration, recompense, emolument. Complacent, self-satisfied, looked on his own performance with a complacent smile. Synonyms: smug, condole, to express sympathy with another in sorrow, pain, or misfortune, condoled with each other in their grief. Synonyms: commiserate, show compassion, solace. Condone, to forgive or overlook an offense, condone the deed, in view of the offender's age. Synonyms: extenuate, palliate, mitigate, gloss. Consensus, general agreement. The consensus of the committee was that no action should be taken. Synonyms: accord. Cosmopolitan, one who is at home in all countries. A cosmopolitan can feel at ease anywhere in the world. Synonyms: Catholic. Crass, coarse and stupid, displayed crass ignorance. Synonyms: gross. Credible, worthy of belief, a credible story, true to life. Synonyms: acceptable, trustworthy, reliable, valid. Creditable, deserving or reflecting credit or honor, applauded for his creditable performance. Synonyms: praiseworthy, meritorious, commendable. Curt, rudely abrupt, offended by the curt response. Synonyms: blunt, brusque, bluff. Delinquent, an offender, found to be a delinquent by the court. Synonyms: derelict. Demeanor, behavior, bearing, carrying himself with a proud demeanor. Synonyms: deportment, mean. Denounce, to speak against, denounced by the press as a traitor. Synonyms: stigmatize, censure, reprehend, castigate. Depreciate, to belittle or speak slightingly of, depreciated John's acting ability. Synonyms: disparage, derogate, adjective derogatory. Devious, winding, indirect, took a devious, rather than a direct way home. Synonyms: crooked, erring. Devout, devoted to religious observances, devout in his regularity of attendance at worship. Synonyms: pious, religious. Dilemma, a situation calling for a choice between two equally difficult alternatives, hence, a difficult or perplexing situation, faced with a dilemma-defying solution. Synonyms: predicament, quandary, plight. Discrete, separate, two discrete issues, totally unrelated. Synonyms: separate, distinct, individual, detached. Distraught, mentally distressed, distracted, distraught by trials and tribulations. Synonyms: harassed. Diverse, varied, different, two diverse characters, one candid, the other insincere. Synonyms: multifarious. Divulge, to make public or reveal, refuse to divulge his source of information. Synonyms: disclose, impart. Dynamic, forceful, possess dynamic energy, tireless and powerful. Synonyms: energetic. Edify, to instruct or uplift, particularly in morals or religion, a story that edifies the reader, as well as entertains him. Synonyms: educate, instruct, teach, school, tutor, coach, ejaculate, to exclaim or utter suddenly, ejaculated cry of horror. Synonyms: emit, eject, release, expel, excrete, disgorge. Engender, to cause, produce, or stir up an act that engendered goodwill. Synonyms: produce, create, generate, arouse, provoke. Erratic, irresponsible, eccentric, lacking a fixed purpose, erratic behavior, reflecting his queer ideas. Synonyms: unpredictable, inconsistent, changeable. Exceptionable, objectionable, exceptionable behavior, universally criticized. Synonyms: questionable, reprehensible, censurable. Exemplary, serving as a model, commendable, exemplary conduct approved by all. Synonyms: illustrative, typical, praiseworthy, laudable. Exotic, strange and foreign, an exotic costume imported from Asia. Synonyms: foreign, non-native, tropical, alien, imported. Exploit, to use for one's selfish purpose, refugees exploited by unscrupulous employers. Synonyms: feat. Extinct, no longer existing or active, the extinct dinosaur, alive only in history. Synonyms: defunct. Facade, front or face, especially of a building, a facade of marble. Synonyms: front, frontage, face, aspect, exterior. Feasible, workable, a feasible plan, proved practical by previous experience. Synonyms: workable, achievable, attainable, realizable. Fetish, something that is believed to have magical powers, savages worshipping the fetish in a ceremonial dance. Synonyms: charm, talisman, amulet. Fictitious, unreal, made up, used a fictitious name to avoid being recognized. Synonyms: fabricated. Flaunt, display or wave boastfully, flaunted the excellent report before his delighted parents. Synonyms: parade, exhibit, flourish, brandish, wave. Fleeting, passing swiftly the fleeting hours of happiness. Synonyms: transitory, fugitive. Fluctuate, to waver from one course to another, to vary irregularly, his mood fluctuating with every hour. Synonyms: oscillate, vacillate, undulate, sway. Frustrate, to defeat or render ineffectual, his scholastic progress was frustrated by a serious illness. Synonyms: balk, thwart, foil, baffle, obstruct, discomfit. Garnish, to trim or decorate, dishes garnished attractively with greens. Synonyms: adorn, deck. Gregarious, habitually fond of associating in a company or herd, gregarious sheep, that gregarious animal, man. Synonyms: outgoing, friendly, affable, amiable, genial. Hail, to greet, the crowd hailed the returning hero. Synonyms: accost, salute. Hoax, a trick or deception, a practical joke, played a hoax upon the credulous public. Synonyms: canard. Hypothesis, an assumption made for the sake of argument, worked from a fantastic hypothesis. Synonyms: supposition, idiosyncrasy, a personal peculiarity. Wearing white was one of Whistler's idiosyncrasies. Synonyms: eccentricity, foible, mannerism, crotchet. Immaculate, spotless, pure, an immaculate reputation. Synonyms: undefiled, unsullied, unblemished. Immune, exempt from, protected from, immune from taxation. Synonyms: unsusceptible. Impeccable, faultless, performed with impeccable skill. Synonyms: eccentricity, foible, mannerism, crotchet. Impervious, incapable of being penetrated, a mind impervious to new ideas. Synonyms: impermeable, impenetrable. Implicit, implied but not clearly expressed, an implicit agreement. Synonyms: tacit, implied. Import, meaning, significance or importance, a matter of great import. Synonyms: purport, moment, consequence. Incisive, cutting, penetrating, incisive criticism. Synonyms: sarcastic, mordant, trenchant, acute. Increment, an increase, a salary increment. Synonyms: accrual. Indigenous, native, rice is indigenous to China. Synonyms: innate, inborn. Inference, a conclusion reached by reasoning from data or premises, an inference drawn from his remarks. Synonyms: deduction, implication. Ingenious. Synonyms: dexterous, inventive, adroit. Demonstrating originality, skill, or resourcefulness, an ingenious device. Inhibit. To check or hinder, inhibited his friend from a foolhardy course. Synonyms: restrain, curb. Instigate. To stir up, instigated discontent among the soldiers. Synonyms: foment, incite. Integrity. Synonyms: probity, uprightness, incorruptibility. Honesty, moral soundness, a man of proved integrity. Jargon. Confused, unintelligible, meaningless talk, special vocabulary used only by members of a group or trade. Variety, a newspaper written in theatrical jargon. Synonyms: gibberish, argot, cant. Jeopardy. Danger, his life was in jeopardy. Synonyms: hazard, peril. Judicious. Synonyms: discreet, politic, discerning, wise, using or exhibiting good judgment, a well-chosen plan, termed judicious by all. Latent. Hidden, present but not fully developed, latent talent that time will reveal. Synonyms: dormant, quiescent, covert, potential. Lavish. Profuse or generous, lavish in praise. Synonyms: ample, superabundant. Lethal. Synonyms: mortal, fatal, deadly, a lethal weapon. Longevity. Prolonged duration of life, a country remarkable for the longevity of its inhabitants. Synonyms: continuity, survival, stability, duration. Low. To bellow softly like cattle, the lowing herd in the meadow. Synonyms: short, small, little, squat, stubby, stunted. Lucid. Synonyms: pellucid, perspicuous, intelligible, limpid, clear, transparent, easily understood, a lucid explanation of a difficult text. Ludicrous. Ridiculous, producing laughter, a ludicrous remark that set them all to roaring. Synonyms: mirthful, droll, comical, absurd. Malicious. Bearing, or acting with, deliberate ill will or spite, hurting with a malicious intent. Synonyms: rancorous, malignant, malevolent, virulent. Mediocre. Bearing, or acting with, deliberate ill will or spite, hurting with a malicious intent. Synonyms: common, average, mid. Monologue. A speech by one person, the actor gave his views in a dramatic monologue. Synonyms: soliloquy. Mundane. Of, or pertaining to, the world, as contrasted with the spirit. Mundane affairs. Synonyms: earthly, terrestrial, secular, temporal. Murky. Dark, cloudy, a murky cavern. Synonyms: dismal, tenebrous, fuliginous. Mutable. Given to frequent change in nature, mood, or form, mutable in mood as a spring wind. Synonyms: vacillating, fickle, inconstant, fitful, mercurial. Myriad. Innumerable, the myriad stars in the heavens. Synonyms: host, droves, horde, army, legion, sea, swarm. Nautical. Pertaining to ships or navigation, a nautical career. Synonyms: marine, naval, maritime. Notorious. Widely known, in a bad sense, a notorious gambler. Synonyms: famed, celebrated, renowned, fabled. Novice. A beginner, conducted himself in politics like a novice. Synonyms: tyro, neophyte. Oblivious. Forgetful, absent-minded, walking oblivious of his surroundings. Synonyms: unmindful, heedless, abstracted. Obsession. A persistent feeling, idea, activity, etc. The state of being exclusively preoccupied by a fixed idea. Now that he has learned bowling, it has become his obsession. Synonyms: mania, infatuation, monomania. Obsolete. No longer in use, an obsolete word, not even included by most dictionaries. Synonyms: archaic, antiquated. Obtrusive. Thrusting oneself or itself into undue prominence, made himself obnoxiously obtrusive. Synonyms: intrusive, aggressive. Ostracize. To banish, to exclude from public favor or privileges, a former premier ostracized by popular vote. Synonyms: outlaw. Paradox. A self-contradictory statement, life is too important a matter to be taken seriously. A paradox by Oscar Wilde. Synonyms: anomaly. Paraphrase. To restate the meaning of a passage, in other words, paraphrase the poem in a few lines of prose. Synonyms: reword, rephrase, rewrite, rescript, restate. Parody. A humorous imitation of an author's style and mannerisms, wrote a parody on Kipling's Gunga Din. Synonyms: burlesque. Perverse. Willfully bent on doing the wrong thing, a perverse lad, always disobeying his parents. Synonyms: headstrong, forward, refractory, wayward. Petrify. To paralyze with horror, fear, or surprise, petrified by the enemy bombardment. Synonyms: stupefy, stun, bewilder, amaze. Plagiarism. Adopting and reproducing, without acknowledgement, the writings or ideas of another and passing them off as one's own, denied the charge of deliberate plagiarism. Synonyms: piracy, theft, stealing, poaching, appropriation. Platitude. A dull and commonplace remark, bored people by his pompous phrases and platitudes. Synonyms: bromide, truism, axiom. Prestige. Esteem or influence accorded for recognized achievements or reputation. As senator he enjoyed great prestige. Synonyms: distinction. Predatory. Inclined to plunder or rob, predatory bands roaming the countryside. Synonyms: predacious, looting, pillaging. Prelude. An introduction, forerunner, or preliminary step, a short prelude to the play. Synonyms: preface, prologue, preamble. Presumption. Something taken for granted, acted on a reasonable presumption. Synonyms: effrontery, forwardness, arrogance. Procrastinate. To postpone or put off to another time, missed his opportunity by procrastinating too long. Synonyms: defer, delay. Prognosticate. To forecast, the Weather Bureau prognosticates daily. Synonyms: presage, portend, augur, forebode. Provisional. Temporary, for the time being, a provisional plan until a permanent decision is reached. Synonyms: tentative. Quash. To crush, to render void, quashed a rebellion, quashed an indictment. Synonyms: suppress, extinguish, quell, annul. Radical. One who advocates extreme basic changes. The reform movement was led by a radical. Synonyms: total, entire, absolute, utter, comprehensive. Ramification. A branching, subdivision, studied the subject in all its ramifications. Synonyms: result, aftermath, outcome, effect, upshot. Refute. To prove incorrect or false, refuted his opponent's argument. Synonyms: rebut, confute. Reiterate. Repeat, several times, reiterated his story once more. Synonyms: repeat, say again, restate, retell, recapitulate. Renegade. One who forsakes political or party principles or his religious faith, a renegade from his former allegiance. Synonyms: turncoat, apostate, recreant, traitor. Respite. Temporary deferment or cessation of work or pain, a brief respite from labor. Synonyms: surcease. Resilient. Elastic, light-hearted, possessing power of recovery, a resilient spirit, refusing to admit defeat. Synonyms: flexible, pliable, supple, limber. Retribution. The reward or punishment exacted for an injury, wickedness, suffered just retribution for his folly. Synonyms: requital, nemesis. Retrieve. To recover, retrieved the suitcase left at the station. Synonyms: reclaim, repossess, redeem, salvage, rescue, fetch, bring back. Satellite. An attentive or flattering follower, a prince surrounded by many satellites. Synonyms: lackey, toady, disciple, adherent, adjective, fawning, obsequious, partisan. Sordid, mean and base, filthy, sordid motives breed selfish actions. Synonyms: degraded, vile, ignoble, sporadic, occurring singly, at irregular intervals, scattered, sporadic cases of illness. Synonyms: odd, uneven, intermittent, spasmodic, on and off, random. Spurn, to refuse or reject with contempt, an offer that was spurned instantly. Synonyms: repel, snub. Stringent, strict, compelling, constraining, stringent regulations, stringent requirements. Synonyms: exacting, rigid. Tangible, real, actual, tangible gains which may be seen and counted. Synonyms: material, veritable, perceptible, substantial. Tantamount, equivalent, an act that is tantamount to treason. Synonyms: equivalent to, equal to, amounting to, as good as, more or less. Taunt, to reproach with contempt, taunted him with the charge of failure to act promptly. Synonyms: mock, twit, jibe, sneer, deride. Teeming, in abundance, fertile, highly productive, the teeming tropics, rank with vegetation. Synonyms: swarming, fruitful, fecund, abounding. Tranquil, calm, peaceful, a tranquil summer night. Synonyms: placid, serene. Trivial, of little importance, a trivial offense. Synonyms: paltry. Vanquish, to subdue or conquer an army vanquished with heavy losses. Synonyms: conquer, defeat, utterly, beat, hollow, trounce, annihilate. Vaunt, to boast, proudly vaunted his strength. Synonyms: brag, noun, braggadocio, braggart, proclaim. Versatile, able to do many things skillfully, versatile in all the arts. Synonyms: adaptable, flexible, all-round, multifaceted, multi-talented. Whim, a sudden notion or passing fancy frequently acted on the whim of the moment. Synonyms: caprice, vagary, crotchет. Zealous, full of enthusiasm or eagerness, a zealous student, first in his class. Synonyms: fervent, ardent, fervid, fiery, passionate. Thanks for watching.